Yo, 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 what's good, people? Today I'm continue a conversation I had on breathing, and I'm gonna talk about your sinuses, and I'm gonna talk about how these things relate. Now, I talked about your hands, I talked about your mind, I talked about your breathing, and I'm gonna kind of talk about every part of your body and naturally how it's symbolic to your existence. But I want to talk about your sinuses right here. Now, what people really don't understand is uh, we're in a world where they're attacking nature. They're attacking the natural. They're attacking the natural because the natural is your gift from God. Things that you naturally have was given here to sustain and live healthy and full lives. So the air, and I tell people this all the time that not too long from now, they're gonna be selling air just like they selling water. It's gonna be that serious because the air is polluted. We know the air is polluted. They put chemicals in the air. They put allergies in the air. They put different toxins in the air. Almost an intentional rate. And then we ingest all of this stuff into our bodies and we take it in. So I could definitely see in the near future this backfiring on them, and they're exposing the air to such an extent that they will start selling you air. Here's fresh air. So you get that fresh air, and it's like you need it because the regular air is just such filth, just like the water, or an illusion of filth. So I'm gonna talk about the sinuses because every year, we go through the flu season and people get the common cold symptoms, stuffy sneezing, congestion, all this in the nose, and they be like, I got allergies or I can't talk, my nose is all congested up. Well, that's due to the things that's put in the air that we take in. But understanding that this sinus pressure, this pathway here, or this area of our face, is where our enlightened point is. So this is the state or the destination of uh, our enlightenment with God. So we get our energy of enlightenment at this point in our body, which which goes down our sinuses, down our throat, out our mouth, and down our body. The throat and the mouth are both connected in one. Breathe in your nose, breathe out your mouth. So, if this is congested, this pathway, to enlightenment, to receive that enlightenment, once it's received, it's translated down. If that is blocked and that is congested in continuous form, then we do not receive natural enlightenment. We just don't, because of this congestion. If you ever see Muslims, the way they pray, they'll put their head on the ground and they'll kiss the ground, but really what they're doing is they're putting whether they know it or not, they're putting this part of their face on the ground, that head, that enlightened point. If you know Buddhism or any Buddhism, they'll have the mark of Buddha right there on their forehead. This is all people understanding uh, the human body, anatomy of the human body, and this is the point of enlightenment that we all have. See, we're not taught this kind of information because information is very powerful for one to know thyself. All right. So having this clogged up sinus pressure, this sinus pressure really congest ourselves from receiving that knowledge. Then we have our mouth, and I've heard this said many times. It's not what goes in the mouth that can do us harm, but it's what comes out. Our mouth is powerful. Words that come out of our mouth are very powerful. So if the nose is the inner pathway to receiving enlightenment, our mouth is our outer pathway. So if this whole thing is connected, and we can't channel that enlightenment through this path down our throat and our body and out our mouth, then what we will say out our mouth will be very foolish. All right, and understanding that Understanding that that's the pathway and that must be clear is a very important concept to understand. Very important a fact of life to just focus on. So I'm telling you this all so we can build up to, when I go over different meditation techniques, you have a good understanding and background of certain things about the human body. So when I explain it in meditation, I don't have to do an hour video trying to break everything down. So I'm trying to break everything down piece by piece. But just understand how important this area is, and that our sinuses is, and how much of attack that is happening through the air and all these chemicals in the air through our sinuses will give you an understanding of why that is happening, why that attack is happening, and how that blocks us. All right, thanks.